of stars, if you look out in the sky, as a firework display like you see on the 4th of July, which is a great occasion for celebration. The universe is a celebration. It is a fireworks show to celebrate that existence is.
What's up, everyone? Thomas Sakowitz and I am Unifying Solutions for an Ancient Future. Hope you're all having a great day out there today. You can find more of our information at hugs.world and innerversalsolutions.com. So today I'm going to be doing my best to take a vast topic of information and condense it down into a very small space, and synchronistically so, because the first thing I want to talk about is that our human body is a microcosm to the macrocosm of the entire celestial cosmos. Now, what does this mean? This means that we are essentially living in a very small fractal of the very large cosmos around us. And the way that we can begin to allow this to help us navigate our everyday lives is, let's look at an even smaller fractal of this human body inside the head. And we have inside of our head, we have the 12 major nerve centers. These 12 major nerve centers, of course, map out to the 12 astrological signs, the infamous 13th sign being the unification of all of these in harmony with one another. Now, if we take a look at an example of this, we have the kidneys, for example, right? Because these 12 major nerve centers, of course, go down into the rest of the body, and they map over and regulate the different glandular systems and organ systems. Now, the kidneys and the adrenals, they correspond to Libra. Now, Libra, we know, is of course the scales. Now, why did these two correspond with one another? Well, the adrenals and the kidneys are essentially what are mainly responsible for keeping our body in a balanced state. And we can see this in that our adrenals are regulating different hormones and secretions which stabilize our different systems. They regulate our blood pressure and things like this. Our kidneys are the filters for our body. So they're essentially deciding what is good for our body, what isn't good for our body, what is needed, what is not needed. Essentially, those scales weighing everything out as they are processed. Now, the way this can become a sort of archonic force is when one of these archetypal systems start to become out of balance with one another. And so if the kidneys and the adrenals are to become, too powerful or not powerful enough, in the case of too powerful, if we are to scrupulize everything too much in our lives, or if the kidneys or the adrenals are overactive, they wouldn't be allowing in maybe things that we really do need by being too critical, not allowing the different minerals, vitamins, and these different things to get to the other systems. So, for example, the kidneys would be allowing different minerals to go to our heart system. Our heart is regulated by Leo. Our heart is what pumps out the blood and these different chemicals and things to the rest of our body. So if it can't get what it needs, then it is now in a battle with this other archon or organ or glandular system. Now, how this plays out internally in our psyche is these different types of archetypes or sets of information may battle themselves out with one another and create this disharmony within our inner psyche. Then this inner psyche battle, of course, translates into the world around us when we can't seem to harmonize with other people, our jobs, different situations, because we have far too much of one type of energy. And the way that we can begin to assist this is by looking within. We can look at the way these different types of archetypes or energies are playing out with one another. And then we can use different things to start to begin to harmonize them. This is why the plants have been categorized into different astrological signs, so that we know that a certain plant may be good for helping bring our kidneys back into balance. This is why it is given a different sort of planetary rulership. So there is a way of knowing that this type of plant kind of helps govern or is governed by these different types of energies, so that we can bring in kind of a counterweight to kind of shift things back into the center, into a state of harmony and balance. So I hope this has begun to give you guys an example of how the archons, the celestial archetypes of the astrological signs and the body, the 12 major centers, all map out, and we can begin to bring these into a state of balance and harmony in each of our everyday lives. And I hope you're all having a great day, and thank you for tuning in.
And since you're all here and engaged in this sort of inquiry and listening to this sort of lecture, I assume that you're all on the process of waking up. Or else you're teasing yourselves with some kind of flirtation with waking up.